Together, the 5 BRICS nations make up nearly half of the world's population. Trade among these countries is growing fast. It has expanded from around 2 trillion rand 3 years ago to nearly 3 trillion currently. Last month, Russia and China signed a mega $400 billion deal for Russia to supply China with natural gas over the next 30 years. The BRICS countries also want to improve trade in manufactured goods, services and agriculture. That is what will dominate discussions at the BRICS Business Council and the BRICS Business Forum meetings in Brazil today.
The action is in the BRICS countries. The BRICS countries have got the growing economies. The BRICS countries have got the infrastructure needs. And so you'll find that there will be a significant acceleration in intra-BRICS trade, which would bode well for South Africa, which would bode well for Africa, because these kind of initiatives will bring new technology. I think what we also must not lose sight of is that the technology train is coming, and it's coming fast. We have the unique opportunity in history to leapfrog technology, to use the infrastructure, to use the mechanisms of the BRICS Association, if you like, the BRICS Business Council, to make a lasting difference, not only in the African continent, but other BRICS nations as well.
The BRICS Summit kicks off tomorrow, and focus will shift to the much-anticipated launch of the BRICS Development Bank. Everyone will be looking to hear which country has won the race to be the permanent location of the BRICS Bank. Some say the issue is a foregone conclusion.
When you look at the BRICS countries, South Africa is a small economy in comparison to the big BRICS nations. So if you look at China, China is the second largest economy in the world, soon to be the largest economy in the world. So my sense is that the bank will be headquartered in China, which is not a bad thing. I think China's got the infrastructure, they've got the money to drive the headquarters. But what I think will be important for South Africa, or will be important for Africa, is that we'll have a regional BRICS Development Bank in South Africa. That is an important development, because it will mean that we'll be able to shape the thinking across the continent from South African soil.
Another key issue is the currency to be used by the BRICS Bank. It won't be the US dollar. Expectations are that the BRICS partners will strike a balance and adopt a multi-currency approach.
Global economics has been dominated by dollar currencies. I think you'll find, in terms of the BRICS Development Bank, the currencies will shift. You'll shift to the renminbi, the Brazilian real, South African rand, the Russian ruble, and the Indian rupee. So you'll have a multi-currency approach.
Initially, China wanted to put up a bigger amount of capital to establish the BRICS Bank, something which would give it more say and influence. But it seems the move has failed, as it's now been agreed that all the 5 countries will contribute equally. Mbongeni Mutwa, SABC News, Johannesburg.